Very good morning to everybody. Just a minute. Very good morning to everybody. Welcome back to your live virtual classes. And we are back for another session on company accounts. And what did we do in the yesterday's class? We were talking about the issue of debentures and we completed the entire session. We completed that entire unit along with the theory. And I also just opened up the papers, January 2026 attempt, May 2025 attempt, and which did not come from this redemption of preference shares. There were two questions. उसके बाद like excluding that we were talking about the issue of shares and few questions related to debentures which we will be doing it in today's class. What is the agenda for today? So today there is unit number 6 which talks exclusively about redemption of debentures. Since in yesterday's class we learned completely about the issue of debentures, you should also understand what happens when actually the time comes to repay the debentures. कौन सा entries को pass करना है madam? How do we deal with this particular entire redemption of debentures? Okay. Now the debentures can be redeemed in three ways. कैसे हम उसको repay कर सकते हैं? One is in lump sum method. Like I was talking, after 5 years, 5 years के बाद, in a single payment, you are going to redeem back the debentures or repay back. Redemption का meaning है repayment. So redemption is not something that is very difficult. Redemption का meaning है repay करना. You are giving it back. Okay. One is in the lump sum method. The other is by annual drawings. ये वाला concept हमने कल class में देखे थे. So what did we see in that? We saw that you can write off the loss on the issue of debentures in two methods. One is in equal installment method. The second one is in diminishing installment or reducing installment. But the meaning is sum of the years digit method, like in the case of depreciation. But when will you use that? When in the question you have a word given on annual drawings, which means that आप money लेते हो debenture holder से today. And you say after 5 years I will repay. I mean after 5 years or the period of the debentures, the tenure of the debentures is 5 years. Okay. Every year I am going to repay a part of it. For example, let us say 20% करके एक year I am going to repay you back. उसको हम बोलते हैं annual drawings. Okay. So annual drawings or annual installments or annual repayments का मतलब है every year until the period of the debtors कुछ ना कुछ percentage यानी कुछ ना कुछ amount will get repaid back to them. वो होता है annual drawings. Or you can repay back the debentures by purchasing in open market. Own debentures को market में जब वो trade होता है, like in the case of shares, you can purchase them back. But ये वाला, it is not there covered in the portions for the foundation. So we are not going to see about this. We are only going to see about whether you are doing it on a regular basis, yearly कर रहे हो, or you are doing in lump sum. Okay. So these are the ways where you can repay them back. Now, यहाँ पे, all of you please see, I can repay back in cash or I can issue equity shares. I was talking about a type of debentures based on the convertibility. You have convertible debentures, non-convertible debentures. Convertible debentures are those debentures which when the debenture holders want to exercise the right, they can, instead of taking money back, whatever capital they have given, instead of getting that capital back, they can always get it in the form of debentures. So उसको debentures issue करके हम repay कर, I mean equity shares issue करके उसको हम repay कर सकते हैं. इसको हम बोलते हैं कन्वर्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट. कन्वर्शन मीन्स डिबेंचर्स को मैं कैश में नहीं, आई एम नॉट रीपेइंग यू बट आई एम कन्वर्टिंग दैट इनटू अनदर इंस्ट्रूमेंट. तो क्यों वो डिबेंचर से दूसरे डिबेंचर्स को जाते हैं? सो व्हेन they have to get a benefit, that is why they'll accept, no, that their capital will stay with the company. तो तब वो डिबेंचर होल्डर से इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स बन जाते हैं. उसके हायर वोटिंग राइट्स, बिकॉज इन डिबेंचर्स यू डोंट हैव वोटिंग राइट्स. इक्विटी शेयर्स मिलने से यू बिकम द ओनर्स ऑफ द कंपनी, आपको वोटिंग राइट्स मिल जाएगा. तो there is always an option to convert. Okay. इस particular unit में we have only 4 questions. Okay. इस 4 questions बहुत easy है. And similar questions we have in the practical, 4 questions. Okay. 8 questions come from this particular unit and similar questions which are there in the illustrations and the practical questions of your study material have come in the exam also. So this is quite important. Okay, madam, you told me you can repay them back in cash or you can convert them into equity shares. तो इसका entries कैसे होता है, madam? So the first thing you people have to understand is whenever redemption के लिए I am supposed to pass the entries, technically there will be 2 entries. The first one is percentage debenture account. जब रीपे करते हो you have to close the debenture account, correct? So उसको हम ऐसे लिखते हैं, percentage debenture को debit करते हैं because this has been a liability. Now that will be made as your For closing, you have to post it in the opposite side. किसको आप पे करने चाहते हो? To debenture holders. And the second entry, when actually this is the due entry. आप जब decision लेते हो that you have to pay, for pass the due entry, and then तब आप पैसे देते हो to the debenture holders, then it will be to bank. General normal entries दो आते हैं, being the payment made or the debentures redeemed, repaid, whatever you want, you can use. But my dear students, you also have something called as the debentures can be redeemed at par or at premium. तो प्रीमियम का मतलब क्या है? मैडम, द डिबेंचर्स आई हैव टेकन एट 100, बट आई टोल्ड देम दैट since my debentures were not getting sold and people were not interested, I told them that I will give them an additional benefit at the time of redemption or repayment. मैं थोड़ा सा कुछ पैसे डाल के I will repay back to you. So this पैसा what extrally the company is giving you, that extra premium or that extra money is called premium on redemption. So हम पढ़े थे कल क्लास में, इश्यू के टाइम में ही रिडम्पशन का एंट्रीज भी हमको इफेक्ट देना पड़ेगा. When you redeem at par, no defect or no adjustment in the entry. But when you're redeeming at premium, compulsorily you should give the effect because it is a loss that will occur in the future. तो उस loss को अभी हम issue के entry में, transfer entry में we will be showing it. कैसे हम दिखाते हैं? Debit side में loss on the issue of the debentures, the amount of premium on redemption, and same amount you are going to credit it to debenture redemption premium. You remember that? Debenture redemption premium जो आप वहीं पे लिखे थे in the liability side. Now that liability should come here. उसको debenture redemption premium बोल सकते हो, यानी premium on redemption. You're going to bring that here. And then total amount you're going to pay. And this amount will come here that you're going to make payment via bank. So these are the two entries. But the Company Act says when you are issuing debentures to protect the interest, of the investors, SEBI, Companies Act, they have combinedly mandated few other conditions. Okay. अभी हम इन दोनों के साथ साथ we are going to see about that conditions. कौन सा है और what are the conditions? First one, please create a debenture redemption reserve. We saw earlier while handling the issue of the bonus shares, there is something called as CRR, Capital Redemption Reserve. उसी तरह का होता है, सेम नेचर वाला रिजर्व है डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व. द सिंपल मीनिंग इज जो जिन्होंने आपको पैसे दिए हैं टू प्रोटेक्ट देयर इंटरेस्ट, when you are giving them time period that after 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 9 years, I'm going to repay you back, then it becomes very, very important for you to टेक केयर ऑफ द इंटरेस्ट. अभी तो कुछ पैसे है आपके पास, देन ओके. 2 to 3 years, 4 years, fifth year when you have to repay, आपके पास पैसे नहीं है, तो what will happen? Can the debenture holders go to or have issues? No, no. डिबेंचर होल्डर्स का इंटरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, इंटरेस्ट मीन्स नॉट द पेमेंट इंटरेस्ट, उसके मनी को प्रोटेक्ट करने का वो वाला इंटरेस्ट आप खुद लेना पड़ेगा कंपनी को. तो एज पर द रेगुलेशंस, इफ अ कंपनी हैज इश्यूड द डिबेंचर्स and it has promised to repay or redeem after certain amount or certain period of time, every year from the profits, it has to create a separate reserve called as the debenture redemption reserve. That should be equal to amount कितना होना है? 10% of the outstanding debentures. Why, madam, आपने यूज किया है वर्ड आउटस्टैंडिंग डिबेंचर्स? कांट वी टेक द टोटल डिबेंचर वैल्यू एंड 10% एवरी ईयर अंटिल 5 years हम क्रिएट करेंगे? नहीं. समटाइम्स इफ यू आर गोइंग टू गो फॉर एनुअल ड्रॉइंग्स मेथड, फर्स्ट ईयर में 100 रुपीज डिबेंचर वैल्यू, नेक्स्ट ईयर 20 रुपीज रीपे कर रही हूँ. सो अभी कितना होगा आउटस्टैंडिंग? 80. एंड देन अगेन आई रीपे 20. थर्ड ईयर में बन जाएगा 60. लाइक द 2020 इज गेटिंग reduced. If I am going to consider the original 100 value and 10% of 100 is 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 10 rupee, 10 rupee, I would have created excess reserve. वैसा नहीं करना है. You should consider only the outstanding value. तो इस क्वेश्चन में कैसे बदल जाता है? The first year it is 10%, so 10 rupees. Second year it is 80 because you have redeemed. Third year it is 60, it becomes 6. Fourth year it is 40, it becomes 4. Fifth year it is 20, it becomes 2. Okay. So now it is 30 rupees you have created the debenture redemption reserve. But if you take only actual debenture value, every year you would have taken only 10, 10, 10, which will come as 50 rupees. So उतना भी नहीं create करना है. Use prudence method. प्रूडेंस मेथड से एवरी ईयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट को डेबिट करके डीआरआर बनाओ. हाउ विल यू डू इट? ऑन द एक्सटेंट ऑफ द आउटस्टैंडिंग डिबेंचर्स, कितना अमाउंट आपको आउटस्टैंडिंग अभी तक पे करना है, उससे 10% ऑफ इट यू हैव टू टेक इट हियर. उससे यू हैव टू टेक ओनली 10% ऑफ इट. क्लियर? ओके मैडम. तो डीआरआर को बनाने के टाइम पे व्हाट इज द एंट्री? प्लीज सी हियर. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट डेबिट टू डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व. क्यों मैडम? हम इसको बनाने के लिए सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, दैट दिस सो मेनी अकाउंट्स आर देयर, नो, वॉट एवर अकाउंट्स आर देयर फ्रॉम पी एंड एल अकाउंट ओनली, यू आर गोइंग टू create the DRR. Creating the DRR. Then madam, after creating the DRR, I will pass the redemption entries. अभी तो पेमेंट हो गया, मेरे पास कैश था, so I repaid back in cash. अभी ये DRR amount is still there with me. तो अभी क्या करना है? इस DRR को you cannot utilize for issuing fully paid bonuses. CRR को you can utilize for the issue of fully paid bonuses. तो इस DRR को हम कैसे क्लोज करेंगे? No problem. Take DRR, transfer the money into your general reserve. So after redemption होने के बाद what you are supposed to do? Take the DRR account and then general reserve को transfer करो. इसका use is over. The purpose for which you have created a debenture redemption reserve is over. Now I am going to transfer that amount into the general reserve. I am going to transfer that amount into the general reserve. Over. Finish. Okay. Now this is the condition number one. मैडम, क्या मैडम और कुछ कंडीशंस है? यस, देयर इज वन मोर कंडीशन. वो क्या होता है कि इस डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व जैसे ही आप क्रिएट करके यू आर होल्डिंग दिस इन द कंपनी, बट समटाइम्स व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज द लॉ टेल्स यू, कंपनीज एक्ट टेल्स यू, क्रिएट अ डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व इन्वेस्टमेंट, यानी डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व फंड. The meaning here is, all of you listen very carefully. The meaning here is, ये वाला रिजर्व को आप बिजनेस में ही मत डालो. गो आउट एंड इन्वेस्ट इट. आप जब इस तरह का रिजर्व को बाहर जाके इन्वेस्ट करते हो, उसका नाम बदल जाता है इन्वेस्टमेंट रिजर्व, यानी आई मीन इन्वेस्टमेंट रिजर्व, इन्वेस्टमेंट यानी रिजर्व फंड. आप जिसको लेके बाहर. मैडम, वेयर कैन वी गो एंड इन्वेस्ट? यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इन द अदर स्टॉक्स. नो, you should invest only in the safe and secured government bonds. So maximum time this debentures redemption reserve जो कुछ भी आप create कर रहे हैं आपके profit से, from that again you are going to go out and invest it and you are going to earn the interest on it. So ये सब क्या करना है? I am securing the debenture holders because at the time of repayment मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, तो इस फंड को आई विल सेल, और दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट आई विल सेल, गेट द मनी एंड रीपे बैक माय डिबेंचर होल्डर्स. सो द सेकेंड कंडीशन इज यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट अ डीआरआर इन्वेस्टमेंट. आपको दिया गया है रूल्स के हिसाब से, बाय 30th April of every year you should create a DRR investment up to the value of 15% of the outstanding amount or outstanding debenture value. Whatever debenture values are there in the outstanding level, उसमें से 15% you are supposed to create a debenture investment, डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो मैडम, उसका क्या एंट्री होता है? ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज सी हियर. उसका क्या एंट्री होता है? द फर्स्ट एंट्री विल बी यू विल क्रिएट अ डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व एंड इसको लेके यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट एन इन्वेस्टमेंट. उसका दो एंट्री बन जाता है ऐसे, डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन इन्वेस्टमेंट, और दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट के प्लेस में यू कैन कॉल दिस एज फंड ऑल्सो, दैट गेट्स डेबिटेड एंड टू बैंक, बिकॉज आप बाहर में आपका मनी को इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो. दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस. क्लियर? तो दिस इज नथिंग बट 15% ऑफ द आउटस्टैंडिंग डिबेंचर्स का वैल्यू को क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. दिस ऑल्सो आई हैव टू क्रिएट मैडम. This also I have to create, madam. I am putting the investment outside. So when I get interest on that, then what will I do? Very simple. I will take it to the bank account. I will receive the interest on the DRR investment. That is, you will not add the interest and accumulate it with the fund. और the investment का account में accumulate नहीं होता है. जब उससे आपको interest आता है, directly you take it to the bank account. And this will obviously go to your P&L account, correct? this will obviously go to the P&L account because ये होता है income. तो DRR investment account debit to P&L account होता है ये. So तब आपको interest आता है. These are the two entries you pass. In few questions they can give you interest, but in few questions interest नहीं दे, नहीं, it will not be there. So you need not pass the entries. But investment reserve create करने का entry तो pass करना ही होगा. Okay? And madam, at the time of redeeming, then what should I do? क्या करना है? उसको liquidate कर दो, उसको sell कर दो. Debenture redemption reserve investment, you are going to sell it. The same entry, reverse, you are going to pass. That's all. So being the investment sold. So these are the two conditions that are attached with what? The redemption of debentures. So the two entries, first general entries, normal entries you will pass for redemption is percentage debenture account, premium on redemption if it is given in the question, that debit to debenture holders and debenture holders get paid. But in दोनों के बीच ये वाला conditions है, दो conditions है. First is create a debenture redemption reserve out of your profit equal to 10% of the outstanding debentures redeemable. Then you should also create a DRR investment account or the DRR investment where you take 15% of the outstanding debenture value and before 30th of April you are going to invest it outside. कहाँ पे? In a secured government bond because उसमें से at the time of redemption if you want to sell your investment आपका कुछ fluctuation volatility नहीं होगा. कितना आप invest कर रहे हो equivalent to that you will get back your amount. So that is why they ask you to put into secured government bonds only. Clear? Now उसमें से जब आपको interest आता है you will take it into your bank account as an income, show it in the P&L account as your income for that particular year. एंड तब आपको ये वाला डिबेंचर एंट्री पास करने से पहले यू शुड सेल द डिबेंचर इन्वेस्टमेंट, डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व इन्वेस्टमेंट. क्यों मैडम? मैंने इस इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है क्योंकि फॉर विच पर्पस? वाइल रिडीमिंग माई डिबेंचर्स आई शुड हैव इनफ अमाउंट. नाउ आई एम रिडीमिंग माई डिबेंचर्स सो सेल इट ऑफ. So I will sell and get money. And then I will also create DRR, P&L account to DRR. And then when I'm going to or after I pass the redemption entry, DRR का काम हो गया. So whatever amount is there, that should be transferred into your general reserve. So you can ask me, madam, hum DRR we are creating, we have to repay it out of DRR only. No, this is a precautionary measure, protection wala measure है ये. But it is technically how much ever बैंक में बैलेंस होता है उसी को लेके हम रिडीम करते हैं. बैंक में कितना ही बैलेंस होता है उसी को लेके हम रिडीम करते हैं. Now let us look at this particular. The following balances appeared in the books of Paradise Limited. हाँ, यहाँ पे एक और thing you have to remember when they are talking about company का types. Okay? Company का types में you can have NBFC. NBFC का meaning क्या है? It is a financial institution, non-banking financial company. वो होता है NBFC. Then HFC होता है हाउसिंग फाइनेंस कॉरपोरेशन. AIFA ऑल इंडिया फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस होता है. सो ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज रिमेंबर इस तरह का कंपनीज का जब वो डिबेंचर्स को इश्यू करते हैं दिस डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व को क्रिएट करना उसके लिए मैंडेटरी नहीं है. सो दीज आर ऑल द कंपनीज वेयर if they are going to issue the debentures for them this condition will not apply. Okay, but madam, you told me now that this condition is compulsory. So I am talking about other unlisted companies or the other private companies apart from these companies. So in the question, they will always mention, like when I was reading this particular illustration, it will be given in most of the illustrations that they are all unlisted, non-NBFC, non-HFC, non-AIFA. So उसका मतलब क्या है? If they are not in that category, then they should create 10% DRR, no? So that will be clearly given to the question. Okay, madam, is particular condition ka you have mentioned. Then what about this investment condition? That investment condition is applicable for all the entities. NBFC, HFC, AIFA, all the other financial institutions, they are supposed to actually create the DRR investment. Is this clear? So this is one point that you people have to remember. Now all of you please see this particular question that you are going to do. Illustration number 2, the following balances already appeared in the books of Paradise Limited. Unlisted company other than AIFI, banking company, NBFC, HFC. That means it is a normal company. The normal company means you should remember that two conditions are applicable. What are the two conditions? Create a DRR, create a DRR investment account. Now, what is the value of the debentures? 12 percentage debentures, 7 lakh 50 outstanding value. Already there is a balance of the DRR. कितना है? 25,000. DRR investment भी already किया है, कर चुका है. That is 1,12,500. They have invested in 10% secured bonds of the government. Okay, now please see here annual contribution to the DRR was made on 31st March every year. And on the same date, the balance in the bank was 7 lakh 50 before the receipt of interest. Receipt of interest कहाँ से interest आएगा? इस particular investment से interest we have to record it. And the investments were realized at par. 1,12,500 आप जब सेल किया है, the same amount 1,12,500 has come, and redemption of the debentures happened at 10 percentage above the face value. Okay, now whatever conditions I have taught you, I am going to pass the entries. इस particular question आपके presentation और study material में they have asked you to open the accounts. First हम पहला we will pass the entries and then we will open the accounts. Very very simple question, very very easy question, provided you people understand the six entries properly. Six entries कौन सा है? The first one is for the redemption of the debentures. The second one is for creation of DRR. The third one is for the investment of the DRR already. Okay. DRR investment का third entry आएगा. So here the first entry is 12% debentures account. Because अभी तो ये वाला due हो गया for redemption का. Premium on redemption is also given. Premium on redemption to debenture holders. Yes. How much is the value? 7,50,000 is the value of the debentures already given. On this 10 percentage comes to 75,000. So the total value payable is 8 lakh and 25, being the entry or due. The second thing is create the DRR. All of you please see. The second entry from your profit and loss account, you should create the debenture redemption reserve. Please use full forms. यहाँ पे please see how much it is. Outstanding value of debentures. Don't consider the premium on redemption. The mistake most of you make is you will consider, madam, total is 8,25,000. उसके लिए on this I will calculate 10%. No, on that you cannot calculate because face value very important. Investment reserve का भी, DRR का भी, take the face value into 10%. It comes to 75,000. But already given in the question, balance of the DRR is 25,000. तो अभी हम कितना create करना है? I should create 50,000 as DRR, debenture redemption reserve. Correct? Now come to the next one. I should create the investment DRR investment account debit to bank. Correct? DRR investment account debit to bank account. ये वाला अभी मैं क्यों पास कर रही हूँ? Now you will not pass usually this entry because already वो पास हो चुका है. They have already given इतना balance है उसमें. Okay. But for you people to understand, I am just showing how we are going to create this value. इसमें 15% होता है 1,12,500. Already invest हो चुका है 1,12,500. Okay, ये वाला creating the DRR. This is creating the DRR investment. Clear? But this is already created. Already they have given the balance. That means you need not pass the entry, but मैं क्यों इस entry को draw करके I'm showing you because this is how you will have to pass it. This is how you will have to do it is what I am telling you. Clear? Now they have told you interest का entry को अभी लिखना है. The interest entry is due. Interest के लिए दो entry होता है. First entry क्या? It is receipt of the amount. So bank account debit to to investment on debenture redemption reserve to interest on debenture redemption reserve investment. कितना है माँ? 1,12,500 into 10 percentage government bond का interest है. So 11,250, 11,250. करेक्ट, ये वाला हम लेके लेके जाएंगे बैंक अकाउंट पे बिकॉज यू आर रिसीविंग दिस. व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट एंट्री दैट यू विल बी पासिंग? यू विल बी पासिंग interest on debenture redemption reserve investment account debit to profit and loss account. That is 11,250, 11,250 transferred to P&L because this is the income for them. Now please see next. Now you want to redeem the debentures, but redemption करने के पहले I have to sell the investment. यहाँ पे मैं जो कुछ भी investment I have made there, अभी उसको sell कर रही हूँ at the same value. At the DRR investment account is 1,12,500, 1,12,500. This is the one I am selling the investment. Now I will pass the debenture holders ka payment entry 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fifth entry, sixth entry, seventh entry. Debenture holders account debit to bank. Bank में है enough balance. Does the bank have enough balance? Yes, already bank में balance है 7,50,000 which is given to you in the question. अभी उसके साथ 11,250 add हुआ है. Then with that you have sold. So 1,12,500 भी add हो चुका है. So now we have sufficient balance more than this. So we are repaying back this particular value. So payment to the debenture holders. And then the eighth one, last one is transferring the debenture redemption reserve. Debenture redemption reserve ka purpose closed. So I will transfer that into my general reserve. How much is the DRR balance? Already 25,000 is there. Now I created 50,000. The total comes to 75,000. Clear? So 75,000 is transferred to general reserve. Now, madam, all the accounts is closed. Whatever interest I received, I transferred to P&L. DRR जो कुछ भी है, I transferred to general reserve. DRR investment जो कुछ भी मैंने create किया, उसको मैं sell किया. Debenture holders को भी payment कर दिया. But there is one account which is still lying in this particular thing. This is not closed. वो premium on redemption था, आपका liability. Now you're booking that. So shouldn't you transfer that as expense? So the final entry will be premium on redemption should always be transferred or taken to your P&L account. That is 75,000 and 75,000 being the that's all. This much are the entries. So 9 to 10 entries for a complete debenture question will come here. Okay. So now when somebody asks you, यहाँ पे, if you see in your question, no, they have not asked you to pass the entries. They have asked you to open the accounts. Is Bala, if you're passing the entries, opening the accounts becomes very, very easy. No, I will show you how to open the accounts. This is the point. Okay. All of you, please see this. And now I am going to open one by one account. All the accounts I am going to open. So all of you see the first account that I will be opening is 12% डिबेंचर्स अकाउंट. So is 12% debentures account में already my opening balance whatever is there is 7,50,000, correct? So in the entry you see to whom it is transferred. To debenture holders account जा रहा है 7,50,000. तो I am repaying back. ये वाला account is getting closed. What is this? I am repaying back. So this account is getting closed. All of you please see the next one is debenture redemption reserve account. इसको मैं ओपन कर रही हूँ. ये होता है आपका liability. So already इसमें कुछ balance है 25,000, correct? इसमें ऑलरेडी बैलेंस था 20,000, 25,000. तो अभी आपने P&L को डेबिट करके और 50,000 यहाँ ट्रांसफर किया है टू द जनरल रिजर्व 75,000. तो ये वाला ओपन हुआ, ये वाला भी क्लोज हो गया. डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व अकाउंट. नाउ DRR इन्वेस्टमेंट अकाउंट, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. DRR इन्वेस्टमेंट अकाउंट कैसे आपने ओपन किया है? ये होता है आपका असेट. DRR इन्वेस्टमेंट अकाउंट आपका असेट. तो आपके पास ऑलरेडी बैलेंस था 1,12,500 एंड आपने उसको क्या बना दिया? यू हैव सोल्ड इट फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ गेटिंग द मनी. सो 1,12,500 हो गया. ये भी क्लोज हो गया था. देन इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन, सी हियर, इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व इन्वेस्टमेंट. इसका क्या हालत है? The first one, whenever you are, this is a income for you, correct? So this is income for you. So by bank, how much you have received? 11,250. When you receive, bank gets and this one gets credited. This is correct. Then आपने क्या किया है? You have transferred the same amount to the P&L. ये भी it is closed. Yes, this is also been taken to that account and you have closed. Now, my dear students, please see the next account is debenture holders का account create करना है. Debenture holders का account का entry कैसे आएगा? यहाँ debenture holders are credited. कौन कौन सा? बाई 12% डिबेंचर्स उसको मिल रहा है 7,50,000 और उसके ऊपर प्रीमियम भी उसको आ रहा है 75,000 और इस एंट्री पे उसको हम पेमेंट कर रहे हैं. तो आई एम डेबिटिंग द बैंक 8,25,000. तो दोनों साइड बैलेंस हो गया है. दोनों साइड बैलेंस हो गया है. मैं अभी तक वॉट एवर अकाउंट्स आई हैव ओपनड आई हैव क्लोज्ड देम. किसी का बैलेंस कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं हो रहा है. प्लीज सी हियर. एंड फाइनली आई ओपनड प्रीमियम ऑन रिडम्पशन, करेक्ट? प्रीमियम ऑन रिडम्पशन ये 75,000 के लिए उस अकाउंट में क्या आएगा? दैट अकाउंट शुड ऑल्सो गेट क्लोज्ड. इसमें इट इज नाउ टेकन टू द डिबेंचर होल्डर 75,000 उसको पेमेंट किया है एंड ये होता है लॉस ट्रांसफर हुआ है P&L अकाउंट का. ये अकाउंट भी इज क्लोज्ड. नाउ द फाइनल मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट अकाउंट इज बैंक अकाउंट. बैंक अकाउंट विल नॉट गेट क्लोज्ड इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस. कुछ ना कुछ बैलेंस तो बैंक अकाउंट में इट विल बी रिमाइनिंग. तो उस बैलेंस को हम देखेंगे. व्हाट इज द बैलेंस? कैन वी सी? Yes, all of you please see bank account. Very easy. Opening balance आपके पास already है 7,50,000. During the year आपको मिला है interest on the investment, DRR investment से लेके आपको मिला है 75,000. Then आपने investment को sale किया है. तो to investment, to DRR investment 1,12,500 ये होता है 11,250 यहाँ पे. दैट इज द इंटरेस्ट. 75,000 नहीं है, दैट इज रॉन्ग, सॉरी. सो ये वाला है 11,250. यहाँ है 1,12,500. मैंने आई हैव सोल्ड इट. ओके मैडम. देन किसको पेमेंट किया है? डिबेंचर होल्डर्स को पेमेंट किया है 8,25,000. Abhi, if you're going to do everything and find out the balancing figure, you will be getting nothing but 48,750. ये होता है आपका बैलेंस कैरी डाउन बैलेंसिंग फिगर. बाकी सभी अकाउंट्स 1 2 3 4 5 6 all the 6 accounts I have closed. Yes, I have closed all the accounts, but what is still remaining? The still remaining part is only, what is still remaining? The part that is remaining is the bank account. उसमें कुछ balance है. That's all. This much is with regard to. I want you people to go through one by one each account and then see. आपने जो कुछ भी entries को pass किया है, उस entries को लेके मैंने ledgers को prepare किया है. That's all. So the next question that we will be seeing is illustration number 4. ये वाला illustration number 4, it is the same thing, okay? But यहाँ में ना, you have a complete question. Debentures का redemption के बारे में ही they are also talking, and they have given you the balance sheet. And इसके बाद they have also given you, please see here, at the annual general meeting, it was dissolved, or it was decided that to give the existing shareholders an option to purchase one share for every 4 shares at 15 rupees. So 10 rupees वाला share आप existing shareholders को 15 rupees में दे रहे हो. That is 1:4. 4 shares if you are holding in the company में आपको एक share देती हूँ, उसका value है 15 rupees. You are supposed to pay 15. तो ये होता है rights issue का. And next, please see. After the rights issue, to issue one bonus shares for every 5 shares held, उसके बाद. And then the third one is to repay the debentures at a premium of 3% DRR investments realized at par as per the book value. तो इस क्वेश्चन पे फर्स्ट वी विल गो विद द राइट्स इशू. एक बार हम उसको भी रिवाइज कर देंगे अभी. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग इज 20,000 शेयर्स. सो 20,000 शेयर्स का how many shares you are receiving? One share for every 4 shares held. 1:4. Okay. So it is 20,000 into 1/4. 5,000 shares you are giving as rights shares. How much shares you are giving? 5,000 shares you are giving as rights issue. अभी the first thing is illustration number 4. इस तरह का illustration आ सकता है wherein debentures का redemption को मिला के rights and bonus issue chapter को भी इस question में they have asked together. So these types of questions can come in the exam for 10 marks along with the balance sheet ka extract. So please listen to me very carefully. Illustration 4 in the books of, but very easy, step by step आप करने से. Is it Paradise? B Company Limited. Paradise was the earlier company. अभी ये बन जाता है B Limited. Journal entries. One by one we are going to write. Okay. The first one is for recording the rights issue. Rights issue का कौन सा कितना entry है? Only one entry, madam. As though you are issuing the shares, the same entry will come. That is nothing but एक ही entry है bank account debit to share capital to securities premium. Why, madam? 10 rupees worth share, he is giving it to you for 15 rupees. तो यहाँ पे working note देखो. Already issued shares are 20,000 into 1 by 4. 1:4 है ratio. So 5,000 shares I will issue. But 5,000 shares are getting issued at 15. So 5,000 into 10 share capital value is 50,000. 5,000 into 5, which is 25,000, is the premium. Total receipt hai 75,000. This is the rights issue, one single entry, simple. So rights issue means 5,000 shares of rights issue issued at 10 rupees and 5 with 5 rupees premium. Is this clear? Now we go to the second entry. इसको और यहाँ पे bonus शेयर्स आप इश्यू कर रहे हो. ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज सी फर्स्ट वर्किंग नोट इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑलरेडी शेयर्स इनिशियली एग्जिस्टिंग वेर 20,000. अभी आपने राइट्स इश्यू बना के उसको 25,000 शेयर्स बना दिया. तो अभी टोटल नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स है 25,000. इसमें से 1/5 दिया गया है बोनस शेयर्स का अमाउंट. सो दैट इज द रेशियो. अमाउंट नहीं है, ये वाला है रेशियो 1:5. इसको मल्टीप्लाई करने से अगेन नाउ यू गेट 5,000 शेयर्स फॉर बोनस इंटू 10. सो 50,000 रुपीज आपका अमाउंट बोनस में देना है. आई टोल्ड यू माई डियर स्टूडेंट्स, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में देखो. क्वेश्चन में रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस में कौन कौन सा रिजर्व्स है? ओनली प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट. बट फर्स्ट थिंग व्हेन यू आर पासिंग फॉर बोनस शेयर्स, व्हाट इज द अकाउंट यू शुड टच? कैपिटल रिडम्पशन रिजर्व क्वेश्चन में है, नहीं दिया मैडम. सेकंड है सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, क्वेश्चन में दिया गया है बैलेंस शीट में, नहीं मैडम. देन व्हाट? यू हैव जस्ट नाउ कलेक्टेड सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम. तो वहां से स्टार्ट कर दो. बिकॉज यू पीपल विल हैव और यू कैन मेक अ स्मॉल मिस्टेक. You might not check the securities premium and directly take entire 50,000 from your profit and loss account. No, but take 25,000 which is already there. Securities premium को आप issue कर सकते हैं bonus shares में. Then it will be to bonus shares to equity shareholders. That is 50,000. This is the due entry when the bonus is declared. This is the second one. The third one is when you are actually capitalizing it and transferring it into the equity share capital, which is 50,000. Being the bonus shares issued. Being the bonus shares issued. Yes. नाउ मैडम इन दोनों को आई हैव सेटल्ड. सो इक्विटी शेयर्स का पोर्शन कंप्लीट हो गया है. राइट शेयर्स भी किया है, बोनस शेयर्स भी किया है. अभी आ जाओ डिबेंचर्स के पास. नाउ व्हाट आर द टोटल डिबेंचर्स मा? 12% डिबेंचर्स एट 1,20,000. इसको आप कैसे रीपे कर रहे हो? 3% प्रीमियम के साथ. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट द डिबेंचर्स का एंट्रीज. Please see very carefully the first entry that you're going to pass. Premium on redemption account debit to the debenture holders. This is the first entry. कितना आएगा? 1,20,000. रिडम्पशन का 3% है. 3,600, 1,23,600. This is being the due entry past. Being the due entry past. Next आपको क्या you have to create debenture redemption reserve madam वो 10% on this value. So you have profit and loss account given to you in the question. उसमें 10% तो को लेके debenture redemption reserve को create कर दो. So being the DRR created. As simple as this. Okay. Now, madam, do the investment. DRR investment account debit to the bank. तो मैं लेके 15% of 1,20,000 ये होता है 10% of 1,20,000. Now the 15% will be 18,000 rupees I am investing outside, being the investment made. Now you will ask me, madam, किसमें उसने इन्वेस्ट किया है, इंटरेस्ट का क्या है? When nothing is given about the interest part, you don't confuse yourself. Okay, you don't have to confuse yourself, but rather you can just pass this. Now all of you please see the next one. The next entry is, okay madam, I did this, now that is over. Now let me come for the actual redemption. When I'm doing it, the first thing is I will sell the investment. So the same entry, the first one is I am going to sell the investment DRR investment account at the same thing realized at par उसने बोल दिया है. This is sale of the investment. Over the next one is sale of the investment is done. Then what happens? I am going to pass this particular entry. वो होता है debenture holders account debit. I am making a payment to them to bank. 1,23,600, 1,23,600 being the payment made to debenture holders. Now, my dear students, what about this DRR? उसको अभी उसका कुछ भी नहीं है. Transfer it back to the general reserve, which is 12,000 and 12,000. So transferred to general reserve since the redemption is already over. Very good. Then what is the one last thing that we have to pass? For the 3,600 on the redemption, I have to pass or take it to P&L account and show. That's all. So totally 10 entries we have passed, working notes we have done and passed it like this. This will be a full question. आपको 10 marks के लिए आ सकता है and then preparing an extract of balance sheet. Now let us see, in this question there is no balance sheet that's been asked, I guess. Yes. And these are the entries that have been passed. इसके लिए even if they're asking the balance sheet, it will be easy for you people. Share capital को आपको बढ़ाना है. Now what has happened? 20,000 shares हो गया है. 5,000 plus 5,000 30,000. Authorized भी 30 है, issued भी 30 है. So it is equal. तो ये बन जाता है आपका 3 लाख रुपीस यहाँ पे आता है. Now come to reserves and surplus. इस reserves and surplus में securities premium of 25,000 will get added. Again bonus issue के लिए आपने utilize किया है, उसको subtract कर दो over. Now out of 1,20,000, please see, out of 1,20,000 in your P&L, यहाँ पे आप 25,000 यूज किया है, तो आपको आ जाएगा यहाँ पे 95,000 का reduce होएगा. And then what happened? Again यहाँ पे debit हुआ है 12,000. So 95 minus 12, 83,000 के लिए reduce होगा. Then where P&L account is coming? यहाँ पे. So 83,000 minus 3,600, 79,400 आपका P&L account balance कम हो जाएगा. This is okay. Next what happens? Reserves and surplus में यहाँ आपने जनरल रिजर्व में 12,000 रुपीज पास किया है, सो उसको ऐड करो. सो 79,400 plus 12,000 gives you 93,400. तो अभी ओके, रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस में सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम 25,000, यूज्ड 25,000, जीरो। पी एंड एल अकाउंट आपने यूज किया है ऑलरेडी, बैलेंस 1,20,000 है, उसमें से 25,000 सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, यहाँ 12,000 सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, 3,600 सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, ओवर। यहाँ पे आपने क्रिएट किया है जनरल रिजर्व, वो भी आता है रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस में, प्लीज टेक दैट वैल्यू ऑल्सो। आफ्टर यू फिनिश्ड योर रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट थिंग? लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग्स। अभी आपके पास 12% डिबेंचर्स के बाद, रीपे करने के बाद, डू यू हैव समथिंग? नो। सो नो मोर 12% डिबेंचर्स विल कम। प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट एंड इक्विपमेंट, यस, 1,15,000 विल कम। नाउ कैश इन बैंक, कैश एट हैंड इज देयर, दोनों मिला के आपके पास 2,30,000 है। ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज सी हियर फर्स्ट, 2,30,000 प्लस 75, 3,05,000। Then come here, no bank, no bank. Here also no bank. Bank is not there. यहाँ पे देखो, 18,000 gets added, 3,05,000, that is 3,23,000 will come. Again 18,000 gets subtracted here. तो इसका नील इफेक्ट है, अगेन 3,05,000, 3,05,000 माइनस 1,23,600। इसको आप सबट्रैक्ट करने से जो कुछ भी बैलेंस आएगा वो है आपके पास कैश। दैट्स ऑल। That is how you will be showing the balance sheet even if they are asking to you in the exam. So balance sheet के actual presentation में you will write share capital, reserves and surplus लिखेंगे, and then you have asset side में free land वो वाला tangible assets, and नीचे cash, that's all. डिबेंचर्स का नहीं आएगा बिकॉज दिस आफ्टर रिडम्पशन एंड आफ्टर राइट्स इश्यू आफ्टर बोनस इश्यू, नो। आप जब नोट्स में बनाते हो उसमें यू शुड गिव अ डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन। आप जब नोट्स में बनाते हो you should give a detailed explanation. Now in the same format that I told you, next 2 minutes I want you people to prepare the balance sheet ka extract. Okay? So this is the way that you are going to do. I hope you people have done with that particular balance sheet. Now let me come a little. I am showing you. Um, this is one question. Now I will do the illustration number 3. Then you will know. Please see a similar question. The practical question number 3. Same thing. 1:4. Here also you have 30,000 equity shares. So 30,000 into 1/4. Next 1:5. Then debentures are again the same thing is given to you. I want all of you people to start not now in the class, but go back and do this as homework. Very, very important. When you practice the similar questions, you will understand where you stand. Okay. And write the relevant journal entries. This is nothing but I've done illustration number 2. Okay. Number of partly convertible debentures issued is 2 lakh. Face value is 100. Convertible portion is 60%. Date of conversion on the expiry of 6 months from the date of closing of the issue. Date of closure of subscription is this much. Payable interest is also payable. Number of debentures applied for. Interest is repayable. Interest is payable on so and so date. So this includes आपका इश्यू एंट्रीज, आपका इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट हाफ ईयरली का एंट्रीज एंड रिडम्पशन का एंट्रीज. बट मैडम रिडम्पशन में क्या मैडम कन्वर्शन आया है? What is that? Can you explain to us? So now we are going to go with the last concept in the redemption of debentures, which is nothing but conversion. I have told you there are a class of debentures which says convertible debentures, non-convertible debentures. The debentures which are convertible can be converted either into debentures with a higher interest or into equity shares. So इस particular type of questions में जब conversion आएगा, it is always the conversion into shares. Okay. So abhi dekho, XYZ Limited has issued 12% convertible debentures of rupees 100 each, which is redeemable after a period of 5 years. According to the terms and conditions, these debentures are redeemable at 5% premium. Now, the debenture holders also had the option to convert 20% of their holdings into equity shares of rupees 10 each at a price of 20 per share and the balance in cash. Now, debenture holders amounting to rupees 20,000 opted to get their debentures converted into equity shares as per the terms of issue. You are required to calculate the number of shares issued and what is the cash paid for redemption. Madam, यहाँ पे so much of information is given at one time. But my dear students, this kind of conversion question is one of the most easiest questions you can get. जब वो conversion के बारे में देते हैं, you need to understand that that portion of people who have exercised the right, उनको some portion will come in equity shares and some portion still cash को वो pay करेगा. Conversion always 100% के लिए नहीं होगा. You are a person who is holding 100 debentures of a company. उन्होंने आपको एक ऑप्शन दिया है कन्वर्ट कर लो इक्विटी शेयर्स में. सो 100 डिबेंचर्स डायरेक्टली विल नॉट गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू 100 इक्विटी शेयर्स. वो कैसा होगा? यू आर गिविंग हायर राइट्स, नो? सो ऑलवेज व्हेन द नंबर ऑफ डिबेंचर्स यू आर होल्डिंग, उसके प्रपोर्शन में आपको इक्विटी शेयर्स गेट्स अलॉटेड ओनली टू अ लेसर एक्सटेंट. उसको हम बोलते हैं कितना परसेंटेज कन्वर्शन. Okay, now this is illustration number 3. Step number 1, number of debentures to be redeemed. All of you please see here, number of debentures to be redeemed में क्या है? 20,000 rupees worth debentures. That means when you divide 200 debentures want to get redeemed and they want to use their option. कौन सा ऑप्शन यूज करना है मैडम? ये 200 debentures में 20% they can convert to equity shares and remaining 80% उसको मिलेगा कैश. दिस इज द फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू पीपल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. क्या अंडरस्टैंड करना है? कितना डिबेंचर्स मैडम? 1,000 debentures I have seen in the question starting. Then you should take 1,000 only. No, no. Even if they give 1,000, if you read the entire question at one point, it says the debenture holders amounting to 20,000 rupees opted to get their debentures converted into equity shares. तो उस 20% और 20,000 rupees वालों they utilize their option. That means ये वाला this particular portion only ये वर्किंग में some are receiving equity shares. Then out of 1000 shares, 200 shares ये ऐसा ऑप्शन यूटिलाइज किया है. What about 800 shares? It means that उसको equity shares नहीं लेना है, सीधा वो कैश लेके चले गए. They have taken the cash and left. Now our discussion is only about this 200 debentures, and उसमें से कितना converting into equity shares? Only 20%, madam. So for step number 2, we should calculate the number of equity shares to be issued. That is very, very important. So number of equity shares को कैसे compute करते हैं? First you should find out value of the debenture to be redeemed. Value को find out कर लो. That is nothing but 200 debentures into 20%. That means out of 200 debentures, 40 debentures you will convert it into the equity shares. Now इसका value क्या होता है? Value का meaning क्या है मैडम? 40 into face value is 100, but 5 rupees आपका प्रीमियम है. कहाँ से प्रीमियम आ गया है मैडम? 5% premium on redemption. So 40 into 105 is nothing but 4,200. 40 into 105 is 4,200. ये है आपका total amount of debentures प्रीमियम के साथ you have to repay. इसका एंट्री कैसे बन जाता है? You tell me. 12% debentures account debit, प्रीमियम ऑन रिडम्पशन डेबिट टू डिबेंचर होल्डर्स. करेक्ट. तो कितना आएगा? आई हैव 40 शेयर्स. 40 इंटू दिस 4,000. 40 इंटू 100 इज 4,000 एंड 40 इंटू 5 इज 200. सो टोटल में रीपे करना है 4,200. तो वो है इस वाला एंट्री. This is the amount. तो मैडम now I have to issue equity shares. तो equity shares आप कैसे issue करते हो? 4,200 equity shares का value face value है 10, but उसको मैं issue कर रही हूँ 20 में. So 20 minus 10 is 10 rupees premium में. So 4,200 by 20, 210 shares I am issuing. How much I'm issuing? 210 shares. So this is the first working. मैडम मैंने 210 शेयर्स को इश्यू किया है. कैन यू शो अस द जर्नल एंट्री फॉर दिस? वेरी गुड. तो ये वाला डिबेंचर होल्डर्स यूजुअली वी पे अमाउंट. नो नो मैडम, दे हैव टेकन द शेयर एंड that is issued at a premium value. So 4,200 rupees I have taken at 210 value into 10 rupees. Face value 2,100. Premium value also 10 rupees, which is 2,100. Now, madam, is the question over? Still not over, because for these 200 debentures, I am paying 80% in cash, no? So, uske liye I have to pass the entry. If I am going to take 80% in cash or pay 80% in cash, uske liye bhi it will be 12% debenture account debit, premium on redemption debit to debenture holders. That is nothing but, see here, 200 into 80% into 100 rupees. That is nothing but 160 shares. So 16,000 rupees. Correct? 16,000 rupees ke saath, what happens? I am paying another premium of 160 shares into 5 rupees. So 160 into 5 will be 800. So 16,800 I am supposed to pay via cash. So now it will be debenture holders account debit to the bank account, which is 16,800, 16,800. This is due entry. This you are paying via bank. When you pay cash, it is you have to credit bank. When you pay via equity shares, you have to credit this. So based on this question, you have practical question number 1. Practical question number 2 is a combination of issue of the debentures and till now whatever we have done even with the redemption. So that's it. One of the most important part or the conversion. I want you people to go back and practice the practical questions. All the three questions are from similar concept, whatever I have taught you. So you people, for you to understand in a better manner, don't panic. First point, because this is for the first time, which was earlier included as a part of intermediate syllabus has been brought down here, because if you read all the 6 units together in your company accounts, you make a lot of sense. You understand what is the starting point, what is the ending point. With regard to issue of shares, there were first only 2 to 3 units. So complete we discussed about the shares and introduction हुआ है debentures के साथ. But we don't know when the debentures are redeemed, how do we account for them? If we are postponing that to intermediate, then we will not understand. So they did a good thing by bringing that and putting it in your foundation. You people should understand everything sequentially. हम जब इक्विटी शेयर्स के बारे में पढ़े थे, we did from issue में कौन कौन सा adjustments होता है. Then call scenarios ज्यादा टाइम तक if he is not paying, I can cancel my shares, ले लो और फिर उसको issue कर दो, reissue, और उसमें से how will you calculate the profit. So issue of the equity shares एक से लेके we have seen till the end, preparation of balance sheets, writing the journal entries with narration, with presentation, working notes, जहाँ पे आपको कुछ का या कंप्यूटेशन करना है, यू प्रिपेयर दैट एंड यू डिड. बैलेंस शीट का एक्सट्रैक्ट्स भी, शेयर कैपिटल कहाँ पे आएगा, उसमें प्रेफरेंस शेयर होता हो सकता है, इक्विटी शेयर्स हो सकता है, लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग्स में सिक्योर्ड लोन आता है, डिबेंचर्स आता है, ये सब वहां पे यू हैव टू टेक. देन वी सॉ फिक्स्ड असेट्स, कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट्स. सो एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ बैलेंस शीट्स नाउ यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. But this chapter requires again and again you should repeatedly practice. तो वहां से लेके इक्विटी शेयर्स का एक्सटेंडेड कॉन्सेप्ट यूनिट 4 में पढ़ाई किया है. व्हाट इज दैट? बोनस इश्यू, राइट्स इश्यू. बोनस इश्यू का 2 एंट्री है. कौन कौन सा रिजर्व्स को आप टच करके शेयर कैपिटल में बदल दो. कैपिटलाइजेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट, सो ये भी इज लिंक टू द इक्विटी शेयर्स. तो अभी उसको पढ़ना है ना. सो वन ऑफ द इजी थिंग्स, सो वहां भी बैलेंस शीट दिया जाएगा. तो आपका इश्यूड शेयर्स थोड़ा इंक्रीज होने से, ऑथराइज शेयर से इफ इट इज इंक्रीजिंग, देन ऑथराइज शेयर को भी यू हैव टू इंक्रीज. ये वाला सब अब बैलेंस शीट में एक्सट्रैक्ट में यू आर गोइंग टू शो इट. सो ऐसा छोटा छोटा, एज you all know, the theory part of the company accounts comes from the concepts like these. So when you understand the entire concept and you practice it again and again, आप आपके language में notes को बनाते हो, then only you will be able to understand the concept. When you understand the concept, if they are asking either true or false, or write a short note, or they're asking write long notes also, theory you will be able to understand. तो वहां पे हम किए थे bonus shares. Rights issue also I taught you. Rights issue क्या होता है? It is also equally, it is also same to bonus concept, but existing shareholders को shares are given but at a cost. उसके लिए वो पे करना पड़ता है. सो हाउ मच, व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू पे, आप क्या प्रीमियम में इश्यू कर सकते हो. मैंने एग्जाम्पल 4 एग्जाम्पल 5 किया है एंड प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन उसी टाइप का आपको होमवर्क दिया है. तो वहां पे एक ही एंट्री होता है, बैंक अकाउंट टू शेयर कैपिटल इफ इट इज इश्यूड एट प्रीमियम टू सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम, खत्म. बट शेयर का वैल्यू ऑफ राइट्स शेयर्स और राइट्स इश्यू करने के टाइम पे वी ऑल वांट टू नो वो क्या है वैल्यू ऑफ द राइट. क्यों वैल्यू ऑफ द राइट का कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ाई किया है? द थिंग इज, आप जब एग्जिस्टिंग शेयर होल्डर को कंपनी का, when the company gives you that rights issue first, उसके लिए first right आपको ही देना पड़ेगा. The share should be offered first to the existing shareholders. but उसने ऑफर किया है, but I don't want to take, मेरे पास उतना पैसा नहीं है, but मेरे पास प्रिविलेज है, वो राइट है, तो इस राइट को मैं कैंसिल करके किसी और को ट्रांसफर कर देना चाहती हूँ. वी कैन से दैट यस आई वांट टू ट्रांसफर इट टू समबडी एल्स. तो मैं रिनाउंस करती हूँ मेरे राइट को. इस कॉन्सेप्ट के लिए आप रिनाउंस कर रहे हो, somebody else is you are transferring, आपके फ्रेंड को ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो, बट यू शुड गेट सम बेनिफिट, नो. तो वो होता है वैल्यू ऑफ राइट. कम राइट्स प्राइस माइनस एक्स राइट प्राइस. कम राइट्स प्राइस कुछ भी नहीं है, मार्केट प्राइस बिफोर द राइट्स इश्यू. एक्स राइट प्राइस आफ्टर इश्यू ऑफ द राइट शेयर्स, मार्केट प्राइस विल रिड्यूस. इसको हम कैसे कंप्यूट करते हैं, मैं सेकेंड फॉर्मूला आपको आई हैव ऑलरेडी टॉट यू. सेकेंड फॉर्मूला को कंप्यूट करके आप एक्स राइट्स प्राइस को आइडेंटिफाई करने के बाद subtracted from the कम राइट्स प्राइस, that particular value of the right, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, whatever you get, that is the value of the right. So only 2 types of problems can come there. And फिर what did we see? A complete question wherein bonus issue भी दिया है, rights issue भी दिया है. That is what we have seen. So equity share से वो उन दोनों units को combine करके पढ़ लो. Next comes debentures. Debentures is a debt instrument. Debt instrument equity shares और shares के same characteristics नहीं carry करते हैं, बल्कि it is the opposite. Then we came to unit number 3 and today unit number 6. इन दोनों units को मिला के पढ़ लो. Debentures में issue का debentures थोड़ा अलग होता है issue from shares से लेके. एंट्रीज तो विल बी नॉर्मल, बट यहाँ पे डिस्काउंट का कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने आपको इंट्रोड्यूस किया है। सो इश्यू कर सकते हैं पार, प्रीमियम या डिस्काउंट में। सो आप डिस्काउंट जब आते हैं क्वेश्चन पे, हाउ यू हैव टू पास द एंट्रीज ऑल्सो आई हैव टोल्ड यू, बिकॉज डिस्काउंट इज अ लॉस। But the only difference in debentures is it will always come with a terms of redemption. Redemption का meaning क्या है? Repay करना. So at the time of issue itself, you know that these debentures will be repaid after a certain time. उसका कुछ conditions है. So मैं repayment कर सकती हूँ at the par, or I can do the repayment at a premium value. तो तब मैं प्रीमियम को लेके आती हूँ क्वेश्चन पे, ये वाला अलग है. It is not similar to securities premium. When I have to pay premium to the debenture holders, वो बन जाता है मेरा लॉस. So whenever redemption is happening at a premium, issue entries में, transfer entry में दो redemption at premium, issue at discount and redemption at premium. तो इन 6 cases का possibility आ सकता है. Two questions we have solved. I want you people to go back, sit down and make a note of it. तो मैडम, ये वाला लॉस जो कुछ भी है in the form of discount, in the form of premium on redemption, ये दोनों बन जाता है डिबेंचर्स को इश्यू करने के वजह से आई गॉट दिस मच लॉस. इस लॉस को एक रूल है, विद इन द टाइम यू आर गोइंग टू रीपे डिबेंचर्स, आपको लॉस को राइट ऑफ करना पड़ेगा. दिस इज अ सिमिलर कॉन्सेप्ट लाइक डिप्रिसिएशन. आप जब असेट को व्हेन यू परचेज यू शो इट इन द बैलेंस शीट. एवरी ईयर यू एक्सपेंस इट ऑफ टू द पी एंड एल बाय द वर्ड डिप्रिसिएशन. Same way, the total loss that you incur on the issue of debentures is a complete loss for you, like a preliminary expense, loss of a capital nature. So you will show that at the time of incurring in the balance sheet. Every year you have to bring it to the P&L and you have to subtract it from the profits as an expense. So how will you do? There are two methods. One method is equal installment method, where the word after repayable after some time is directly given. Divide by the number of years. Same amount you are going to take to P&L. No, madam. The second method is there. Annual redemption. Annual redemption means every year the debentures will be repaid. You have to construct a tabular column. Put the number of years, show the outstanding debentures, and you have to calculate the ratio. Similar to sum of the year digit method. Every year the discount that or the loss you have to calculate will be reducing in time or with time. Okay? So these two methods are there. That was concept number 2. Concept number 3 हमने पढ़ा, we have read is issuing of debentures as collateral security. So issue हम कर सकते हैं where you have taken a bank loan and you have given debentures also as a security. तो उसके लिए entry pass मत करो, because that is the logical way of dealing. Madam exam में question आया है and it is silent. Entry pass करो या नहीं pass करो, it is not given to me. Don't pass the entry, write a note. आप जब एंट्री नहीं पास करते हो, देन हाउ शुड वी शो इट इन द प्रेजेंटेशन? सिंपल. नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स टू बैलेंस शीट में जाके लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग्स में सिक्योर्ड लोन के नीचे बैंक लोन लिया है इतना, उसके नीचे इन द नरेशंस यू आर गोइंग टू राइट द अबव बैंक लोन इज सिक्योर्ड by issuing percentage debentures of so and so number at so and so face value. That's all. No, madam, in the exam question they're asking pass the entry, then debenture suspense account debit to percentage debenture. उसका प्रेजेंटेशन क्या आता है मैडम? डायरेक्टली गो टू द बैलेंस शीट, नोट्स में जाओ एंड इन दैट अगेन यू विल शो बैंक लोन वहां पे, बट इन द नरेशन क्या होता है? डिबेंचर सस्पेंस माइनस परसेंटेज डिबेंचर एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू क्लोज इट. वहां भी बैंक लोन ही रिफ्लेक्ट होगा आपके बैलेंस शीट पे. डिबेंचर सस्पेंस माइनस डिबेंचर आपको नरेशन में लिखना पड़ेगा. तो ये है थर्ड कॉन्सेप्ट. फोर्थ कॉन्सेप्ट व्हाट डिड वी सी? इश्यूइंग डिबेंचर्स फॉर कंसिडरेशन अदर देन कैश, जिसने हम शेयर्स में भी देखे थे. When you are purchasing an asset, you don't have money to give. So you can give it either in the form of shares or in the form of debentures. But यहाँ पे debentures में ये थोड़ा tricky बन जाता है, because यहाँ आप issue कर सकते हो par में, premium में and even at discount. इन तीनों cases में the important thing which they can ask you for say 2 marks or 4 marks or 5 marks is that compute the number of debentures to be issued. तो यहाँ पे दो entries आता है, asset account to vendor, vendor account to percentage debentures. कितना डिबेंचर्स के लिए वर्किंग नोट ओपन करना पड़ेगा. देन यू विल राइट असर्ट का वैल्यू डिवाइड बाय इश्यू प्राइस. सिंगल फॉर्मूला. इश्यू प्राइस का मीनिंग क्या है? इफ यू आर इश्यूइंग एट पार, इश्यू प्राइस इज इक्वल टू पार. व्हेन यू आर इश्यूइंग एट प्रीमियम, इश्यू प्राइस इज इक्वल टू पार प्लस प्रीमियम. इफ यू आर इश्यूइंग एट अ डिस्काउंट, आपका इश्यू प्राइस बन जाता है पार माइनस डिस्काउंट. इन तीनों अमाउंट्स को लेके यू आर गोइंग टू फिट इन देयर. इज दिस क्लियर? उसके हिसाब से you will calculate it. I showed you that particular illustration number 10. I worked out in the last class with this particular thing. एंड लास्ट वन वाज इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर्स। तो इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिबेंचर्स कहाँ पे दिया जाता है? डिबेंचर्स के पहले दे यूज अ परसेंटेज, 12%, 8%, 9%, 10%, ये बन जाता है आपका इंटरेस्ट रेट। एंड ऑन विच आई हैव टू कैलकुलेट मैडम? ऑलवेज फेस वैल्यू। मैडम उसने डिस्काउंट में दिया है, आई विल सब्ट्रैक्ट डिस्काउंट अमाउंट एंड कैलकुलेट? नो. आई गेव इट प्रीमियम, आई विल कैलकुलेट ऑन मोर? नो. Face value base. Interest gets calculated on the face value, and usually it will be paid half yearly, that is 2 times in a year. When you are paying like that, what are the entries that I have to pass? Simple entries will come. When you have to pay interest on the debentures to the debenture holders, it is your expense. So it will be interest on debenture holders account debit to debenture holders. Then when you make a payment, debenture holders to bank. But TDS का concept यहाँ पे दिया गए थे when we did that question. But madam, in the exam, what do I do? That is your wish. If it is given clearly in the question that deduct a TDS of 10%, take it. If it is not given in the question, then there is a liberty. Benefit of doubt आपको मिलता है. You don't want to complicate, don't take TDS, give a note here. But you want to show the examiner, मेरे को, I know all the concepts I have studied, then take TDS 10% and show it down. So debenture holders to bank to TDS payable. The next entry was TDS payable to bank. TDS को हम government में remit किया है, over. And finally, interest on debentures आपका expense है. So वहां पे जहां पे transfer करना है to the P&L account. This is what we saw with the issue. Issue के बाद आज देखे है redemption of debentures. Redemption का मतलब क्या है? I have to repay. कैसे आप रीपे कर सकते हो? I can repay it in a lump sum after 5 years, or I can repay it every year through annual drawings. और इन दोनों को नहीं. Whenever I want to repay, I will go to the market in the debentures, my own debentures, I will purchase from the market. But purchase of own debentures is not covered as your portion. So we are talking about first two cases. Okay, madam, lump sum में भी मैं repay कर रही हूँ और every year I am going to repay. Entries for redemption remain the same. दो entry आता है percentage debenture account to the debenture holders. आप जब प्रीमियम में उसको redeem करते हो, प्रीमियम ऑन रिडम्पशन को भी डेबिट करना है बिकॉज वो बन जाता है आपका लॉस. That and debenture holders to bank. In dono entries will come irrespective of whatever you are doing. But conditions is given in the or where a company issues debentures, there are few conditions. One, create the debenture redemption reserve equivalent to 10% of the outstanding debenture value. Debenture redemption reserve investment करना है 15% of the outstanding debenture value. तो फर्स्ट एंट्री डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन को पास करने के बाद डीआरआर क्रिएट करो. P&L अकाउंट डेबिट टू डीआरआर 10% ऑफ द आउटस्टैंडिंग वैल्यू. बी केयरफुल. नेक्स्ट आपको क्रिएट करना है इन्वेस्टमेंट, डीआरआर इन्वेस्टमेंट अकाउंट टू बैंक 15% ऑफ द आउटस्टैंडिंग वैल्यू. इन तीनों एंट्री को पास करने के बाद देखो, इफ दे से आई एम गोइंग टू रिडीम इमीडिएटली, फर्स्ट आपको क्या करना है? ये वाला इन्वेस्टमेंट को सेल करना है. व्हाट एंट्री यू पास नाउ? रिवर्स दैट एंट्री. बैंक अकाउंट, बिकॉज व्हेन यू सेल यू गेट द मनी. Bank account debit to DRR investment account. Most of the cases it will be sold at par. 10,000 I am investing, 10,000 I am selling. But madam, what if I am going to get a loss or profit on that? Take that equivalently to the P&L account. Don't worry. If there is a profit transfer to P&L, if there is a loss also take it to P&L, but mostly it will not happen. For that particular period, they will be showing it realized at par only. Okay. And then pass the actual payment entry, debenture holders to bank. And then what you should do? DRR में जो कुछ भी balance है, transfer it to the general reserve. After transferring it, if you have premium on redemption in the question, don't forget P&L account से लेके उस loss को वहां पे you are supposed to transfer it. Totally, if you do this only, this entire thing will get over. ओके. इन बिटवीन आपको मिल सकता है उस इन्वेस्टमेंट के वजह से इंटरेस्ट. सो वहां पे कहाँ पे शो करना है? टू एंट्रीज. बैंक अकाउंट टू इंटरेस्ट, इंटरेस्ट टू P&L अकाउंट, बिकॉज P&L में वो इनकम है और आपका बैंक बैलेंस भी बढ़ जाता है. सो दीज टू एंट्रीज यू आर गोइंग टू डू एंड सी. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 2 में वी पास द एंटायर एंट्रीज. लेडजर्स भी प्रिपेयर किए थे हमने. प्लीज गो थ्रू दैट. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 4 में हम राइट्स इश्यू, बोनस इश्यू, डिबेंचर्स का भी देखे थे. 10 एंट्रीज बी पास्ड. आई आस्क्ड यू टू डू द एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ द बैलेंस शीट. अगेन गो बैक एंड डू दैट. प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 सिमिलर का है, प्लीज डू दैट ऑल्सो. थर्ड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, कन्वर्शन के बारे में वी स्पोक. So I need not pay entire cash to you, but I will give you the option to get converted into shares. And it will not be given for total. यहाँ पे 20% ही you can convert into equity shares दिए थे. यहाँ 80% still cash में you are repaying. So आपको question पढ़ के you should understand it completely clearly, and then you have to make it very clear and see how much is getting converted into the equity shares. So उसके हिसाब से यहाँ पे 40 debentures आया. That is 200 debentures into 20%. How 200 debentures, madam? 20,000 rupees total value of debentures they wanted to convert. So 20,000 divided by 100 is 200. So वो 200 into 20% only I can give equity shares. So 40 debentures. कितना amount, madam? This is face value plus redemption is happening at a premium of 5%, which is 5 rupees. So 40 into 105 is 4,200. मैंने आपको यहाँ पे I have written the entry also. So this 4,200 total value, I am going to issue equity shares of rupees 20 each. That is 10 plus 10. So 210 shares. उसके लिए I have shown you the entry. The remaining 80% into 200 is 160 debentures. उस 160 debentures के लिए 100 rupees, 160 into 100 is 16,000 and 5 rupees premium on redemption is 800. Totally I am repaying 16,800. Please go through, please do it again and again and again. Then it will become easy. And my dear students, I will be coming back again on Wednesday. Now the class is still not over. I will take a 5 minute break and then come back. But I am telling you this because please remember on Wednesday I have one last class for me to do the redemption of preference shares. Okay? The redemption of preference shares. Very, very important because हमने देखे थे September 2025, Jan 2026 में preference shares का redemption के बारे में they have asked. So it is very important for us to understand that concept. That is also similar. यहाँ हमने जैसे भी डिबेंचर रिडम्पशन रिजर्व को क्रिएट किए हैं वहां भी सीआरआर विल बी क्रिएटेड बट वहां देर विल बी अ लिटिल चेंज इन द रूल्स. कितना अमाउंट मैडम? डायरेक्टली 10%? वैसा नहीं होगा. सो एवरी टाइम व्हेन यू हैव टू रिडीम अ प्रेफरेंस शेयर कुछ कंडीशंस विल बी देयर. सो पार्टली आई विल इश्यू न्यू इक्विटी शेयर्स दे सकते हैं और देन रिमेनिंग पार्ट के लिए आई हैव टू गिव पे देम इन कैश. Okay, so the amount that you're paying in cash, that value only you should create CRR. But यहाँ पे whatever amount you're paying in cash, standardly 10% create DRR. वैसा वहां पे नहीं है. So that is why we have a little bit confusion, but when I am talking about that on Wednesday, I will completely clear it and we are going to do the illustrations. Now take a 5 minute break. And after this, what I will be doing is I showed you the January paper and I showed you the September paper. No, in that September paper, may the entire equity shares question that has come is a little tricky. Let us solve that in the class now so that we would have done an entire thing ka revision. Okay, so take a 5 minute break and be back. So let us go ahead and see the September paper attempt wherein this particular question number 6, ABC Limited had issued 1,20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2 rupees. So 10 plus 2, 12. And it is taken as application. How much? Application 2, allotment 5, including premium, that is 3 plus 2. And then we have first call and second call, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, respectively. Over. Now come to the next point. So come to the next point. Come a little down. Application has been received for 1,80,000 shares and allotment has been made on pro rata to 1,44,000 shares. So 1,80,000 reduced to 1,44. That means 36,000 shares, whichever is the difference, वो refund हो गया है. You have rejected that. Okay. The remaining applicants being refused. That is 36,000 मैंने reject किया है. 24,000 is I have made pro rata allotment. तो यहाँ पे दो people के बारे में, two people के बारे में they are talking. T to whom 4,800 shares has been allotted, failed to pay allotment first call money. His shares have been forfeited thereafter. After the second and final call has been made, N to whom 6,000 shares were allotted had also failed to pay the two calls. His shares also have been forfeited. Okay, तो T का shares forfeit हो रहा है second call के पहले and N shares are getting forfeited after the second call. So here there are a lot of combinations. Subsequently, out of the forfeited shares, that is 4,800 plus 6,000, 10,800 shares forfeit cancel kiya the, but they have only reissued partially 7,800 at rupees 8 per share. So yesterday's class, I told you how you have to actually do the question, but today's class, I am going to work this out because one of the most important, very tricky question. So you people have to understand how you are going to solve that. So यहाँ पे it is 3 plus 2 because premium. So 12 that matches with this. First, this one. How many shares you received? 1,80,000. So more than this. So it is how many shares you have rejected? 36,000 shares reject. 24,000 shares accept. Then Mr. T, who was allotted 4,800 shares, he failed to pay allotment. He failed to pay call. Another person 6,000 failed to pay call money, first call, second call. This is the entire information. Now, one forfeiture is happening before this value. Another forfeiture is happening after the 10 rupees value. Now, I am going to start the first entry. First, we are going to pass for all the issue entry. So, in application, it will be bank account debit to equity share application account. In this question, what has happened? No, equity share application account. इस क्वेश्चन पे वहां पे they have not given all the entries together. They have given us the bank account. I will suggest you pass all the entries together, prepare a cash book at the end. Okay, so first pass this and prepare it at the end. So it will be how much ma? Whenever there is a pro rata, there is over subscription. I told you for the first entry, please take the total value received 1,80,000 into application value 2, 3,60,000 and 3,60,000. First entry being the amount. Now the next entry, whenever there is oversubscription, it becomes a CBA entry. Equity share application account debit to equity share capital normal to bank and to equity share allotment. क्यों? यहाँ पे adjustment is happening. Pro rata is being given. So now please come here. This is 3,60,000 from the previous entry. Now I need only 1,20,000 shares. So I will take only the face value 2,40,000. How many shares I am rejecting? 36,000 shares rejecting into 2. So 72,000 comes here. How much I'm accepting? 24,000 into 2, which is 48,000, being the amount transferred to equity share capital and rejected. These are the first two entries. First entry, second entry. Now the third entry, very, very important entry, allotment ke baare mein. First, we are talking about the adjustment entry. Equity share allotment, adjustment nahi hai, wo transfer entry. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital to securities premium, because this is issued at a premium. So for this entry, this will go away 1,20,000 into 5, which gives you 6 lakh. Out of that 3 rupees, that is 1.2 lakh into 3 lakh and 60,000 face value, 2 rupees premium, 2,40,000 is this. So being the amount transferred. Hmm? Being the amount transferred, very, very important. You have to be very, very clear, very, very sure until this. Now come here. The second entry will be bank account debit to equity share allotment. But my dear students, there is calls in arrears. So I will write here calls in arrears of Mr. T. Now equity share allotment 6 lakh, already I have 48,000 with me. 5 lakh and 52,000. Madam, directly shall I take 4,800 into 5? No. Here only working note will apply. Because my dear students, in this question you have oversubscription. The second condition is there is pro rata adjustment. And the third condition is there is calls in arrears in allotment. क्या होता है ना? There will be excess. This person 4,800 shares T would have paid you excess money. That you should carefully remove it. Now see how to calculate the excess money. First you should take the applied is to allotted ratio. कितना apply किया है? Actually 180. उसमें से 36,000 you rejected. 1,44,000 has applied. You allotted 1,20,000. Now this person has allotted, he's been allotted 4,800 shares. How much he would have applied for? All of you please see. He would have applied for 4,800 into 1,44,000 divided by 1,20,000. So it will be 40 and 5,760 shares he has actually applied. Okay. Now, what are the excess shares he has applied for? 5,760, but he has been allotted only 4,800 shares. So, excess kitna shares hai? 960 shares. What is the application money he paid? 2 rupees. So, here it will be 1,920 excess money of that person is there with us. Now, allotment may how much money is required from him? 4,800 into 5 rupees. So it will be 24,000 they need. But actually, what is the excess money already with him? With his money you have with you, 1,920. So if I'm going to subtract this, it will be 22,080. That is the amount of calls in arrears, which is 22,080 rupees. What is this? 22,080 rupees. Madam, how did you get 22,080 rupees? I worked out the entire thing here as to I worked out the entire thing here as to applied is to allotted. This very, very important. इसके लिए 3 conditions to be satisfied for you people to open this working note. First condition, there should be over subscription. Okay. Second condition, pro rata allotment should have happened. Third condition, pro rata allotment के साथ allotment entry or installment में calls in arrears should have happened. In 3 conditions, all the 3 are satisfied, then you should open this working note. Any one condition not satisfied, don't have to open the working note. इस question में 3 conditions are satisfied. इसका meaning क्या है madam logically? This means that Mr. T, even though he is allotted 4,800, he would have applied more. इसमें excess shares का अमाउंट एक्सेस आपके पास ही होगा. तो टोटल वैल्यू यू कैन नॉट राइट 24,000 कॉल्स इन अरियर्स एंड गो. यू शुड सब्ट्रैक्ट वॉट एवर ही हैज ऑलरेडी पेड. वो सब्ट्रैक्ट करने के बाद द वैल्यू विल बी 5,52 minus this is 5,29,920. This is the entry. Is this clear, this working note? I want you people to listen to this 2 to 3 times. Then only you will understand why I am doing this. This is because Mr. T who has been allotted 4,800 shares, वो apply किए थे 5,760 shares. He would have given the money on 5,760 shares, no? But in that 4,800, 2 rupees application के लिए you have taken. The excess money which is there with you is 1,920. इस 1,920 को अभी call scenario से you should remove. Okay, now come to their next call. First call में क्या हुआ है? The next entry will be the fifth entry. Share first call account debit to share capital. How much? 1,20,000 into 2, 2,40,000 is the first call value to 2 rupees only. Yes, 2 rupees only. So 2,40,000 and 2,40,000. So this is the transfer entry. Now, my dear students, when I am receiving this value here again, I have calls in arrears. Very, very important. All of you, please see. To share first call, which is 2,40,000. Now, madam is calls in arrears के लिए. Should I open the working note? Again, think of the three conditions. Oversubscription, yes, oversubscription. Pro rata allotment है. But allotment installment में calls in arrears ah? No, this is first call में calls in arrears. So don't have to open that note. Okay, madam. So directly I can take a yes. So this is 4,800 plus 6,000. 10,800 shares have not paid the money. So 21,600. The people who have paid money will be minus this, it will be 4, 2,29,400. No, 2,19,400. This will be the next value. 19 or 18? 2,18,400. This is for the first call. This is the sixth entry. This is for the first call, being the amount received. Now please go to the next one. क्या हो रहा है? I have put a dash here. Forfeiture. You are forfeiting T shares here. Very important. He has not paid, so you're not waiting until the last call, but you're doing a forfeiture right now. Kitna, how much? What is the share forfeited? Entry. Share capital account debit to shares forfeited account debit. I mean credit में and 2 calls in arrears. Correct? बट यहाँ पे एक और आएगा दिस पर्सन हैज नॉट पेड द सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम ऑल्सो कितना पेमेंट नहीं किया है सिक्योरिटीज प्रीमियम का पेमेंट भी नहीं किया है ना व्हाट इज द अमाउंट 4,800 शेयर्स इनटू शेयर कैपिटल कितना फेस वैल्यू 2 रुपीज एप्लीकेशन का अलॉटमेंट का 3 रुपीज प्लस 2 रुपीज सो इट इज 7 रुपीज ही हैज पेड अच्छी 7 रुपीज इज द फेस वैल्यू दिस इज 6 it was 33,600 is this value. Now securities premium का कितना value है 4,800 into 2 that is 9,600. 4,800 into 2 that is 9,600. Okay. Now please see this particular thing 9,600. Okay, 33,600, 9,600. Now, please see calls in arrears. You can take it, no? So, the first one calls in arrears is 22,080 rupees. And yahan pe calls in arrears, it is two things that is mixed together. So, second calls in arrears is just 9,600. Madam, why you are taking 9,600 out of 21,600? 4,800 is Mr. T. So, that is 9,600. Remaining 6,000 shares of Mr. N that is 12,000 rupees. So I want only for T. So 9,600 plus 22,080 gives me 31,000. No, it will be 32,084 1 32,480. How much it will come to? No, 31,680. Wait. 22,080 and 9,600 if you're going to take 31,680. That is the calls in arrears. So how much will be the shares forfeited value? Simple. Add these two. 33,600 plus 9,600. It gives you 43,200 minus 31,680. So the actual value is 11,520. Shares forfeited is how much? 11,520. I'm taking this as balancing figure. You don't have to sit down and think how much he has paid this, that, not required. You know call scenarios, take the remaining as balancing figure. Okay. So here we have passed the four feature entry. So forfeit hua hai. Now I'm going to do the final call. All of you please see I'm doing the final call ka entry. Final call mein all of you please see what is the first entry. Eighth entry is share final call or second call debit to share capital. See here only the first thing and most important thing. 1,20,000 shares were there, but you have cancelled how much? 4,800 shares cancel hua hai. So 1,15,200 shares into 3 rupees. This it will change. 15,14. 3,45,600 will come. This one many people forget because in between, whenever forfeiture is done, you should try to subtract that from the total value remaining. Then here you please see bank account, that is the receipt account, ninth entry, bank account debit. Again, calls in arrears is there, Mr. N. His 6,000 shares, he has not paid the value of 3 to share final call. Very, very important. Final call account, that is 3,45,600. This guy has not paid 18,000. 45 minus this is 3,23,600. No, not 3,23, 3,28. 3,27,600. So this is the amount received after the calls in arrears. Now over. Now I am going to forfeit the 6,000 shares. Shares forfeited entry will be share capital account debit. Two shares forfeited. Two calls in arrears. So यहाँ पे you have to see, madam, premium is given to me in the question. Yes, correct. But premium this guy paid. No, he did not pay first call and second call, but he has paid the installment of allotment. Allotment के साथ premium है. So I need not consider premium here because he has already paid. So shares forfeited. I told you yesterday, illustration number 16 from your study material. The same thing, Ram and Shyam. So in that case, here I am passing two different forfeiture entries. ये होता है 6,000 into fully called up, correct? So 10 rupees, so 60,000. यहाँ क्यों मैडम आपने 7 rupees ही लिया है? 4,800 you did into 7 because final call I did not do. So I told called up value or face value, whichever is less. But for the 6,000, I paid everything. I called up everything. So this will be the forfeiture entry. 60,000 in that, 30,000 paid, 30,000 not paid. This is for n's share of forfeited. Now there is a reissue that is happening. Reissue ka entry ka, what is the actual answer we are going to write? Shares forfeited to share capital. How much is getting reissued? Only 7,800 is getting reissued at 8 rupees. Then 7,800 into 2 rupees. 7,800 into 10 rupees. So 78,000. And here you have 15,600 as the discount. So when you subtract, you will get 52,400 is the bank. So you have received not 52, 62,400 amount you received on the reissue. Okay, madam. Now please tell me, I have to do the working note. Yes, you have to do the working note because this working note is for finding out the shares forfeited amount. In that, this working note consists of N and T shares. So first I will write T and N shares. 4,800 shares forfeited, 6,000 shares forfeited. For that, what is the amount I have taken? For this, it is 11,520, and for this, it is 30,000 he has paid. But how much shares are reissued? I have taken total 4,800. Here, only 3,000 shares is reissued. How did you know, madam? Given to you in the question, out of 7,800, total of Mr. T's is taken. So, Mr. N, it gets converted proportionately. So, out of this 10,800, I have reissued only 7,800. So, the proportionate security shares forfeited amount is how much? This person's 11,520 totally I will take, and this person half of it 15,000, that is for 6,000 shares 30,000 is received. Then for 3,000 how much? Do the half of it, 26,520 minus what is the total loss? 15,600. So it comes to, so is it 9,920? Okay, this is 10,920. So the final entry will be shares forfeited account debit to capital reserve. 10,920, 10,920. This is your entire question, and they have asked you to pass the cash, not the entries, but in the cash book. You people can do that also, no worries. But I feel that when you work out the question like this 2 to 3 times, then directly it will be easy for you to write wherever the cash entry is directly into that account. So this is your entire question. Okay, so there are 2 major working notes and 12 major entries. This is how you will solve it. So there is forfeiture happening in between. So यहाँ पे called up value you should take. There is a forfeiture happening after that. यहाँ पे total value you should take. Very carefully you should subtract whatever shares have been partially forfeited in between. So each and everything, if you're going to show this like this in your presentation, you will remember, okay, here there is securities premium, then there is calls in arrears. Then I asked you to see that 3 conditions, then open the working note and take the calls in arrears value. Okay, now the next one, first call me, again calls in arrears has come. After that, I have put a dash like this. That means forfeiture entry you should pass. After forfeiture entry, you have to subtract the shares cancelled and remaining, you should pass the first call, final call entry. After that, do the forfeiture entry for the second person, then do the reissue entry, go for the working note and see what is the amount that you have arrived at. Okay. So this is one of the most important, and I thought this 15-mark question you people have to definitely concentrate and then see. Okay. So this is the entire thing. Journal entries can also be passed without using calls in arrears also. Here they have given you everything. The same thing. If you see here, no, my dear students, this is the cash book. So from each entry, wherever the receipt entry has come, wahan se they have taken this amounts. So first entry, it was 3,60,000 and then 72,000 we refunded over. The second entry from allotment, 5,29,920. If you see all our transactions, that only will come. Then first call may you have 2,18,400. Yes, it is given here. See here, 2,18,400 has come. Then 3,27,600 has come. Then 62,400 is on account of reissue. That's all. यहाँ पे उसने account में दिखाया है, but we have done the entries for that also. And there was earlier one question here, 51B, 51C. This is redeemable cumulative preference shares ka question. So I will do that on the Wednesday's session, and you people will be able to complete that. Okay, I think we are done with today's class. Okay, see you all on Wednesday. Please come back. One final session for the, yeah, for redemption of preferences.
Yeah, thank you, Ranmay. Thank you for this redemption of debentures. See, students, yes, she's right. We'll be doing on Wednesday. Right now, the schedule is not uploaded, but yes, we have our class on Wednesday. That is redemption on preference shares, and then after that, we'll be starting our webinars also, which is from 3rd of August. Please come. That are all the revisionary webinars, and they are on preparation of financial statements on sole proprietor. Plus, one is on incomplete records. And then we have 2 webinars for partnership and 2 webinars for company accounts. So requesting you all to please attend those webinars also. Come prepared. please revise those chapters before the webinar so that you are able to revise, have a quick revision plus some questions, significant questions, which can help you to revise the whole chapter in one way. So requesting you all, whenever you join this webinar, come prepared with your queries also, if you have some queries also, and try to listen to the webinar as easily, as simple, as in simple way as you can. See, accounting is all about understanding. It is not about mugging. It is all about understanding and practice. So you have to practice more and you have to come up with your queries. And yes, we have done with this redemption of debentures today. I know this chapter, it might take one more round for you to understand. Please, if you do not understand anything, try to listen this lecture again and try to incorporate all the things are mentioned in the lecture again and practice all the questions from your own hands during home, because this topic specifically requires more revision. So you need to revise this chapter at least 2 to 3 times to have a grip on this your chapter, because this forms the basis of for your financial statements also at the intermediate level also. So this is very important, a very significant chapter. At this stage, you need to practice from your own hand, and you need three round of revision for this chapter. Thank you, Hiranmay, for helping us out and for letting us know how significant and how easily this chapter could be understood at this stage. I think the students must be
You.
having a having a grip on how this chapter can be taken care of. Another thing,
Sure.
students, we can have either 5 mark question also or a 10 mark question also from this chapter only. So this unit only, specifically this issue of debentures or redemption of debentures. And we have seen, usually we have seen as per the past trend, from redemption of debentures, issue bonus issue and right issue, as well as redemption of preference shareholders. From this, we have seen as per the past trend, we receive a question of for about 10 to 15 marks. Only when one attempt we receive a question for 15 marks, otherwise we receive a question of 10 marks. So these three units are equally important as compared to your second unit. Second unit is in any case very important. This ma'am must have told you the issue and redemption of shares. So that is very, in any case, very reissue, redemption, reissue, all these things are very important. Plus from
We
these
did
three
this
units,
question also, Priya. We did the September
question.
the entire question
Very,
paper.
yes, yes. So
That
this
was
way
little
you can
tricky.
see that question. I think that had come for 15 marks, right?
Yeah, yeah. It
This
has come for
15
50.
mark question. Yeah. So you can see that this 15-mark question has also come from this chapter only. So these three units are equally important because students have the tendency of doing only unit 2 in this chapter, which I do not want you to repeat this mistake to do go on this, because you have to understand all the concepts and all the units. Plus unit 1, we usually receive a true and false statements from unit 1. See students, true and false statements, for the true and false statements, this the examiner has a wide choice. He can ask true and false from any of the line of your study material. So you have to go through any of the line from your study material. He can ask you anything. So please, doing the true and false which are there at the end of every unit is of prime importance. And for other things, you have to go through the study, understand study, rather than mugging up, understand study. Okay, so we have our next class on Wednesday, where we'll be doing the redemption of the preferences, right? Okay. All the very best, students. Keep practicing. Thank you, Hiranmay. Thank you so much. Okay. Conclude कर दीजिए class को. Thank you.